All right, Singapore is up next. We are coming off of a pretty successful round, I would say. Nothing too crazy, but we had definitely started to struggle a little bit here. But now we head to Singapore, which I think is going to test us severely. We currently sit in P3 in the Constructors, just 4 points behind the Scuderia. Our season objectives and long-term objectives for the season completely over with. So we are honestly doing a-okay. We're gonna go ahead and start here with Mick, who has a dev point. We're gonna go throw that in his braking because apparently our car demands that, which we do not, but we will head over towards our email, and you can see that we have a very important email that our helipad refurbishment was complete, and so we are absolutely banging. A fully stocked helipad is a must for any good F1 team. But in all actuality, we do have a regulation vote for financial changes. They want to change the season prize money that favors better performing teams. I think we are going to vote for this because we are planning on never leaving the top 4. And so we will be voting yes on this. And so we are expecting to soar. So as we continue to make through here, chassis research completed. We will go ahead and jump straight back over. More research for next season. We have a lot to do because unfortunately, when you get like the same, technical regulation votes every year, everything has issues. We're gonna go ahead and throw it into front wing. We'll do our standard 1.925. We're gonna keep things balanced. I've always wondered, like, does this actually do anything? I actually have no idea ever, but we will go ahead and do that. Throw our 5 engineers on that. $784,000 done. Our suspension research also completed. We'll go ahead and hop right back in. I think we will move on towards, what haven't we done? We haven't done a side pods. We will do that. Dump everything else we have here into that. Only $150,000. Not even that many days. It looks like the changes do pass, which means that we will be getting, hopefully, starting next season, a little bit more money for performing well. And so since we're making our big push towards competing, I think this is something that we're going to need to continue pushing on. We'll refurbish our race simulator. Go ahead and get that going. Race preview and race prep. Let's go ahead and head in here. Q2. Definitely we'll do 2 into Q2. Qualifying position, we're gonna get bold. I think we're gonna continue the trend of getting bold, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do 2 in the top 10, and then we're gonna start a new finish position streak of 2 in the top 10 for 4 races in a row. Let's get it. The fortune favors the bold. If we get this, that's a lot of money in the pocket, and we are going to nail it. But for now, let's go ahead and jump right in. Round 17 of the F1 season, Marina Bay Street Circuit in Singapore. We'll wait to send Pierre with the rest of these guys after these guys come through. It looks like he'll get a clean lap. He might catch up to Seb towards the end of sector 3, but we're hoping he'll get a pretty clean lap. Okay, it looks like Mick got a very clean lap, 7/10 off. We're gonna assume that he's gonna improve with Pierre goes second fastest. Pierre's done. Looks like we're likely sending Mick again. We'll hop on board here with Mick. We're not expecting too many surprises, but at the same time, we're just trying to be safe. If we do see that Mick becomes safe, we will abort this lap and try and save these tires as much as we can for Q2. But we wanted to send him out just in case we do run into any potential issues, just based on the current standings. Sitting P12 is not the most comfortable spot to sit, but at the same time, it looks like the Alpha Tauris, the Williams, and the Aston Martins look like they're having enough trouble as it is to where we might be okay. We only need one more to stay. And there we go. Mick is safe. Send Mick in the middle of the group. Let's mix it up a little bit. Let's see if we can get a bit towy. Let's see if we can take advantage of being in the mid pack. See if we can use our car's dirty air cornering to our advantage. a little bit. Let's see what we can do here, Mick. The end of Q2. Here we go. We're ready to see Mick into Q3, fulfill our sponsor goal, as well as put ourselves in a good position for race day. But hopefully things go pretty well. He does improve first sector. We'd love to see that. We would love to just see improvements all around here, Mick. We would love to see improvements all around, because if we do, then we'll put ourselves in a fantastic position for Q3. He does improve second sector. Absolutely love to see it. I think the third sector is where we might struggle the most, as people will start to come and cross the line here. Those ahead are doing it. Akan does not improve. Alonso does not improve. Magnussen comes through as well. They're coming through. Come on, Mick. Lewis already done? Lewis is already done. We're through. We're through. Lewis was first. Okay. I got really paranoid there because there was one person capable of all of a sudden finding 3/10 in Singapore. It is Lewis. Let's see where we can put it, Pierre, when we get him in a little bit of clean air out front. Mick, everything that Mick gets from here is gravy. Pierre does not improve first sector. That is worrisome. We would love to see at least a little bit of improvement here, Pierre. Apparently running in clean air is not what our car likes doing the most, it would seem, at least in that first sector. So we will see here when we get down to the end of the second sector. Green second sector, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. We'll need a massive improvement here in sector 3 here, Pierre. Bring it home for us. Final couple of corners here, the long double left across the line up into P2. We'll actually be able to hop on board here with Mick as well and watch Mick finish his final lap, although he doesn't look like he's improving either. So it looks like it'll be a P10 start for Mick at this rate. Verstappen finishes on pole position, but it will be a front row start for Pierre Gasly. Mick does not improve, unfortunately, and so he will start P10, but a first row and a fifth row is not too shabby, especially here around Singapore. I was really not sure how our car would perform here, and it's apparently good enough to at least put us on the front row with Pierre. So we will take that every single day of the week, and we will not complain in the slightest. But it is race day with no remorse. Here we go. The reverse. Pierre is doing about a 50-50 race on softs to mediums, and Mick is doing starting on the mediums, but it's going to go a little longer, and we're going to see how this goes. We're going to hope it works out. Pierre, we're hoping this will fly away and we'll be able to make the most of it. But here we go. Race day in Singapore. Yeah. I'm not gonna do it.
We're just
moments away. Soft. I see a lot of softs. Mediums for me, for Mick. Is it soft for everyone else?
And away we go.
Wow, only 3 people on the mediums. That's incredible. We'll actually hop on board here with Pierre and see if we can. Oh wow, Verstappen got a wonderful start. We're gonna see if we can make a move on Verstappen to try and take the lead here in Singapore early if we can. Not a bad start. Mick creating a bit of a gap. Pierre tried to stick the nose in there. Verstappen shuts the door very suddenly. Here we go though. Here we go. Yup. All right, Pierre Gasly leads the Singapore Grand Prix. Hop on board here with Mick and see what he's got going on. It looks Mick is likely going to be struggling just due to the fact that he's going to be on mediums as compared to everyone else. So we honestly, this is going to be a long game for Mick, so we're not going to stress too much about what his gaps look like as of right now. We don't want him to fall too far off, but at the same time, you know, everyone else around him, he is the leading on the medium tires. So we are going to be playing the long game. We're going to be playing the long game with Mick here, so we can't get too bogged down in this. I might actually try and see if we can somehow break DRS range to Verstappen here as we come around to finish this second lap.
DRS enabled.
It looks like we were able to. Beautiful. All right, broken DRS to Verstappen. Love to see it. Mick 1.4 seconds off of the back of Alonso. Not exactly what we want to see. All right, Mick. Let's see if we can move up a little bit. See if we can move up in these middle sectors without the DRS zones. We can get into DRS and stay in DRS, then I think we'll be okay. Once the softs start to fall off in a little bit, that's when we'll pounce, but we don't want to fall too far off the pace if we can help it. I think if we just get into the DRS zones and are able to just hold on, then I think we'll be a-okay. Who did I say the others on the mediums were? Ocon and Stroll. And interesting choices for everyone. I'm interested to see who goes for the soft to medium one stop, or who goes the soft to hard one stop. I know these soft to hard one stop, like you pit pretty early, so we'll likely get to see who is on that one stop versus not before too long here. But I mean, realistically, we're kind of just hanging on, so there's not a whole lot going on at the moment. Pierre has built up a nice 2-second lead, and Mick, honestly, we are entirely okay with just having him ride along with everyone else. Pierre, we're going to try and build up as much of a gap as we can get. I want to see if we can at least maintain a gap on standard fuel. I want to try and leave as much fuel in there as possible for pushing later. It does look like that gap is coming down a little bit, but for the most part, with Verstappen likely having to fight Leclerc. Crash. Sonoda. Yuki.
And McLaren with a great overtake.
Yellow ahead.
All right, Mick.
Yeah.
All right. Sonoda crashing turn 7. Not gonna worry about it. I completely missed how Mick was falling that far behind. Honestly, that's okay. We'll try and hold on to the back of Norris here. This is what I get for fast forwarding. All the way up to 4 times speed, I know. All right, Pierre on standard pushing has pushed that gap up to 2.8 seconds. I think Verstappen and Leclerc fighting is letting Pierre just run free, so we are just gonna leave him be. And we'll stay on board here with Mick and see if we can get pulled forward by Lando to back into the fights with the rest of the top 10. So we're not super worried about it right now. Like I was saying, these guys are kind of in a bit of a different race than us right now. Ocon about 4 seconds off the pace to Magnussen, which is exactly why we need to stay in it with these guys as long as we can on the mediums. Actually, we'll put Mick back on push fuel just to ensure, because he is losing touch a little bit with Lando here. It'll be really nice to not lose it. Oh, Mick, you did not. Oh, Mick, come on. What are we doing, Mick? And Lando is in DRS of them, so he's gonna fly away. And Magnussen is on us, so Mick might tumble down the order a little bit. Tire check. Honestly, the tires are doing pretty well, all things considered. The good news is we'll have the faster tire at the end of the race, so it is what it is at this point. We're going to keep an eye on this gap, and Mick is falling away pretty substantially. He's also probably having to defend Kevin, so that likely is causing a little bit of slowdown as well. But as long as we can stay, I mean, within a pit stop-ish, 29-second pit stop, or pit lane. Oh, right, because the pit lane starts like super far away. Right. So technically, almost the entire field is still within a pit stop of Pierre at this point. Although Pierre has pushed that gap up to 3.7 seconds, and it looks like Leclerc finally was able to get by Verstappen. So I'm sure Verstappen is not going to be enjoying that. Mick does get overtaken by Kevin. I mean, we're going to try and hope the same thing where Mick can kind of just get pulled along by Kevin as long as possible. I mean, Mick is in this for the long haul. I mean, he's not pitting for another 26 laps. So we are honestly kind of just chilling at this point. Pierre is just running in clean air out front with plenty of fuel to his name. Tires looking pretty good. Bottas pits early, so he looks like he's probably going to the hards. Yes, we'll get to see what kind of pace the hards have. I'm actually really interested to see what kind of times Bottas runs on the next lap. Obviously he's on his pit lap, but I'm interested to see what kind of time he runs this lap. Although he might be fighting with Yuki to the point where he might not be super indicative, but at least it can be of note. A 143.7. Yeah, okay, so it looks like the hard tires would be serviceable, and obviously you're going to get to pit early. And a bunch of pitting going on already. Wow, everyone's going to the hards. That's a move for sure. That is a move. Pierre now finds himself 5 seconds up the road to now Verstappen, still fighting with Leclerc, both of which are on the sauce.
Locked up.
Mick!
Yeah, copy that.
Oh, Kevin's on fire!
We can take a look now. Now just
Mick,
focus on
he's
the
still on
Haas.
fire!
And there's the hit. And it's
Wow.
crystal clear who was in the wrong there.
Oh, Mick.
The team are really...
What are we doing, Mick? Do all the things.
Safety
Oh,
car, safety car.
I literally just did his. What can we do here, Pierre? Everyone is likely going to be pitting. Where is Pierre? Pierre is actually just coming up to. It's annoying. I mean, we could. Can the mediums make it this long? I doubt it. Well, maybe. Actually, maybe. It would be tight. It would be very tight. We could put on the mediums. Do we pit right now? Yes, we pit right now. Yes, we pit right now. Do we just go to the hards? They say they go 6. Box, Pierre, box. Going to the, he didn't go into the pits. And of course they're pitting. Hurry up, safety car. I should have just put them on the tires. Oh, and they got... This is a disaster. Do we just revert back now? Do we revert back? I feel like we revert back. I feel like boxing now is a death sentence. No. We revert. We revert.
You've got loads of energy. Copy.
Surprisingly, Mick only in P16. This is gonna be tough. The biggest winner here is Akon, who got to go all the way up, and Stroll, who Akon all the way up into P2 now with that same set of medium tires that's gonna last a good long while. Man, this is actually worst case scenario.
Safety car will be in this lap.
Copy.
Alright, Pierre.
So there is no overtaking until the control line, and there'll be 2 laps with no DRS.
Yeah, copy.
Alright, Pierre, let's disappear.
That's a position gained for Alpha Tauri.
Albon overtakes Mick immediately. Perfect. Well, Pierre is doing his job. Does he have chassis? Does he have frame damage? He does have chassis damage. Oh, you absolute. That's so frustrating. That's so frustrating, Mick. We even put one in your braking. I mean, I would hope so. Hey, how you doing? Mick is in a sea of hard tire runners and new medium tire runners. I think Mick is leave it until the end of the race at this point. If he wants to pass everyone, go for it. Otherwise, whatever. Once Pierre finishes this lap and this strategy falls off, I think it'll revert back to the no strategy option. We'll be able to go back in and take a look and see at what options we have. I'm still so upset at Pierre for not darting over into the pit lane with only, he had like 20 meters. He had so long to just dive into the pits, but he did not.
DRS is enabled. DRS is enabled.
Alright, that strategy fell off, which means we should be able to come in here and yep, that's the new strat. Pierre, we need to build up as much of a gap as possible. Oh, I didn't switch to it. Over the next 10 laps, Pierre. 10 laps, we need as big of a gap as you can get us. Maybe I should be pushing the tires now when they're fresher. Yeah, we'll push tires now when they're the newest, and then we'll, you know, standard it when we get closer to the end. We need a large gap because Akon does have to pit again, but the problem is no one else I think is going to be pitting the rest of the way. So we need to be absolutely flying here. I'm hoping in a dream scenario these two fight enough to cause, he says, as Verstappen just goes right around Ocon, because of course he is. Come on, Ocon, get back at him. I mean, the good news is at least if Leclerc gets by Ocon, we know Leclerc is good enough to fight Verstappen to try and oh, he's defending from Leclerc, he's not attacking Verstappen. Great. Well, Verstappen now has clean air to run after us. Not exactly where we wanted to be, but hey, Ocon already lost 1.2 seconds. Amazing. Incredible stuff. Well, Ocon now likely gets done by Leclerc here, if I had to guess. Likely in the same way. No, Leclerc does not make the move. Fascinating. I guess we can hop on board here with Leclerc and watch it from his perspective. Oh man. The only good news for us the rest of the way. Can Mick make it pushing? All right. Yes, but we'll save it. Here, what's your line looking like? Actually looks not bad. It actually looks not bad. You just need to hold that advantage as long as possible up here. I mean, we're looking at coming out like last. We really need over the next 5 laps for this group to disperse at all. The problem is they're not.
I think we've had a car run
Hamilton
wide.
running wide. Verstappen has already put half a second into Pierre. This is looking less and less good for us, if I'm not gonna lie. This is looking pretty rough, to say the least. Oh yeah, Verstappen's flying on his fresh tires. Here down to 50% tires. Now we have to stop pushing on fuel, which means Verstappen is going to be flying up to us at this point. It is what it is. Mick with chassis damage down in P16. This is absolutely lovely. And by lovely, I mean not lovely. This is just like watching a slow motion train wreck. Like, you know what's coming, but at the same time, like, there's nothing you can do about it. Verstappen 1.5, 1.4, 3, 2, 1, DRS. Likely flies by here. Yep. Hold on to the back of him, Pierre.
Red Bull moved up.
He immediately puts a second in on us. Great. Alright, Pierre, box, Pierre, just box. For the love of God, just box. We're gonna come out not last, P12 behind Alonso, who is on the Haas. We will hop back on board here because this is gonna be some micromanaging here to try and move our way up the field here. All right, go on, Pierre. I mean, we got to make some moves. We should be able to salvage some points, but the win is all but gone at this point. I don't think we're making up 10 positions in less than 30 laps when everyone else's tires aren't going to really be falling off that hard comparatively. We'll wait until Pierre naturally brings down that gap. All right, we are in DRS. We're gonna wait until now. Pierre, just drive around him, Pierre. Pierre, just drive around him, Pierre. Drive around the McLaren. Literally, just drive around the McLaren, Pierre.
Haas with an overtake.
Thank you. Let's go, Mick. Overtaking Stroll. We love to see it. All right, Pierre, back into the points.
Haas
Now.
with an overtake there.
We'll wait. I mean, we just have to wait to see if we can put in some time to Sainz ahead, who does not have DRS on Hamilton, it looks like. So in theory, we should be able to make pretty good inroads, I hope. Ever closer, ever closer. Good enough. Oh, that's a new fastest lap, Pierre. Good job. Sainz defending. I mean, this is just a train all the way up to P6 right now. Can we get away with harvesting at all? We need to rebuild our ERS if we're gonna move up in this train at all. All right, we're gonna let Pierre harvest for a lap. Maybe more. Ooh, safety car. Interesting. Well, this will bunch the field back up again, which we will take. Who did it? Who's falling down the order? Vettel. Seb.
Car in the wall.
Yeah, copy.
Seb, no.
We've
Seb.
had a crash. Here's the replay.
Oh, Seb,
Taking a look
no.
again. It involves Sebastian Vettel.
I guess the rear gets a little loose. Nope, he just drives straight. All right, well. This does help. It will bunch up the group, which I guess is good for us. I mean, it is good for us. Pierre gets to charge up ERS and save his tires a little bit more. Although it also does help everyone else, as everyone whose tires would be running very thin by the end of
Safety car will be in this
the end of the race are no longer going. That's no longer going to be the case. So. Oh, thank you. All right, Pierre, let's stick the nose in. Come on, Pierre, let's stick the nose in. Our tires are going to be way better than everyone else's. The problem is oh, let's go. Here, we can't let him shut the door like that. Nick, how you doing? Just hanging out? You're fighting everyone else who's on the same tires. You're doing what you're doing. Mine's too busy defending us to do anything else. He's not attacking Hamilton at all.
DRS is enabled.
DRS is enabled, which means Carlos likely flies by Lewis here if I had to guess. Nope. Never mind. I would guess wrong. Was not expecting that one. Does Carlos have damage or something? Or are the hards just really that slow comparatively? I mean, Lewis is on old mediums, so I guess he does have a little bit of a grip advantage over the hards, but at the same time, it can't be that good. Oh, let's go, Pierre. Sticking the nose in.
Is That's a new race position for Haas.
Woo, flying. Absolutely flying.
Haas with an overtake.
Well, toss you up next. What tires are you on? Used hards, easy. Hamilton immediately 2 seconds back. Us within DRS range of Valtteri Bottas, who's not in DRS range of Sergio Perez. Well, he's on the line of in DRS of Sergio Perez. Does not get oh, and he does in this one. Pain. All right, we wait. We wait. We bide our time. We slumber. Slumber for a lap. Bottas is doing literally everything he needs to do to stay in DRS to Perez, barely. Yellow flags. Who done it?
Oh, there's a spin.
Lock on. Spinning. There we go. Attaboy. All right, let's put some time into Russell and Perez, please.
Haas with an overtake there.
Nick, how you doing down there? 1.2 off, 3 off. Perfect. We have caught up to one Russell George and one Checo Perez. Now here's the problem. Getting by one Russell George and one Checo Perez is going to be very difficult on any given day, let alone the fact that we are in Singapore and oh, safety car. Just watch George Russell just drive straight to a wall. Amazing. A third safety car here in Singapore. Incredible. Anyone make a dive into the pits? Oh, Verstappen and Leclerc both, and Norris all pit. All of a sudden,
Sounds
we're
like
back.
there's been a crash.
I don't know if that was the move, guys. I don't know if that was the move. I mean, I'm sure they're on to, yeah, they're on to used softs with only however many laps remaining. With only 10 laps remaining, you're going to use softs in which you're going to have to fight back up the field from P10. Oh, goodness. This race is crazy.
Got loads of energy.
Understood.
So safety car will be in this lap.
And
Safety car
also
will be-
Perez is on the hard tire, which means if we can get by Checo here and fly off into the distance, the win could still be on the table. It's absurd.
pick up the pace a bit.
Yeah.
Yup. 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 Easy. Easy game is easy.
Is that a new race position for Haas?
Nick, how you doing? That was good, huh? Stick the nose in! Good boy, Mick.
Haas with an overtake.
Come on, Mick, catch Alonso. What tire is Alonso on? Everyone is on old hards. I am currently the only one on mediums. Everyone's either on old hards or used softs. What an absolutely insane race, by the way. It's absolutely wild. I knew it. The plan all comes together. We all knew George Russell was gonna bin it on lap 51.
DRS enabled.
We all knew it. We can't pretend like we didn't. DRS from Mick. This is gonna be tough for Mick. Mick has 3 really good drivers directly ahead of him, and he's gonna have to find a way in Singapore on old hards when he just really does not have the pace to get by them. Let's see what we can make happen here on this lap. See what we're working with here. All right, stay attached, stay attached. We'll give it another go. Up. No, Mick. No, Mick.
We need to charge it.
Oh, come on, Mick.
Understood.
We gotta defend from that, Mick.
Haas with an overtake there.
Come on, Mick. A top 4 finish. Yeah, top 4 finish is directly ahead. A potential podium is also right there if you can make it work, but unfortunately, without the ERS from having to defend from what was at that point, Alonso or Ocon or whoever it was. I think it was Alonso. Alonso's falling down the order right now, by the way. Pierre is 5.5 seconds up the road from Perez with 3 laps remaining. What a beautiful race from him. Mick from spinning it directly into the rear of Kevin Magnussen, taking that penalty, and then being on hards the rest of the time. The rest of the race really panned out pretty well for Mick to have an opportunity here.
We have low battery.
Ask me if I care. Ocon, frick off. Ocon, frick off. Oh. Well, Mick is likely going to get done by Verstappen here as well.
Just advanced.
Oh my god. He flew by us. Oh my. That's pretty funny.
Red Bull gained a place.
Amazing. I'm still not sure how Verstappen's going to appreciate that decision to go onto the softs under that safety car. But he is flying. Mick, at this point we're defending from Alonso. I'm sure that'll go well. I mean, at this point we're honestly just waiting at this point.
Last lap now.
Last lap. Put it on defend. Put it on aggressive. And we'll ride on board here with Pierre, who went from leading to missing a pit stop under the first safety car to pitting much later, coming out, what was it, P13, 12 or 13, fighting back. Another safety car. Everyone in front of him decides to box for softs, and we will come forward now to win the Singapore Grand Prix when it looks what a roller coaster of a race. Pierre Gasly, the winner
Let's check his flag.
of the Singapore Grand Prix.
I'm really pleased for all of you. Fantastic work.
And it's Gasly, first over the line, and
Wow.
today's winner.
Mick, what a recovery drive for Mick as well. Starts P10, bins it into Kevin Magnussen, new front wing, chassis damage, penalty, still finishes 3 spots up from his starting spot. What a wild race.
That was great.
What a wild race. That's insane. Let's go. Let's go. And fastest lap for Pierre. 26 points in the bag. We've dipped below that 50-point mark now. We are running out of races to do so, but we are continuing on. We are back up into P2 of the Constructors now. And at this point, it is a fight for P2 because Red Bull is a little too far away. But all in all, we will take those every single day of the week. But for now, so we'll take a look here. 600K out, 3.8 mil in. Love it, love it, love it. Let's move on now towards the next one. Here we go. Let's keep pushing.